Like to call this regular meeting of the Coralville City Council to order. It is September 24th, 2024. Could I have the roll call, please?
Councilmember Knutson.
Here.
Vogelsang.
Here.
Wynn.
Here.
Peterson.
Okay.
Goodrich.
Here.
All council members except Peterson are present, as is the mayor, the city clerk, the city attorney, and other staff in the audience. I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Madam Mayor, could we have change order number 3 in
sure.
the consent calendar under item P be removed?
Okay.
Is it P?
P, yep,
But just the change order, passment 8 is okay.
gotcha. Okay, so I would entertain a motion to approve the amended agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Huynh, seconded by Goodrich. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Our amended agenda is approved. Okay, on to the next item. We have a very special proclamation for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Whereas domestic abuse, dating abuse, and stalking affects women, children, and men of all racial, cultural, and economic backgrounds, causing long-term physical, psychological, and emotional harm. And whereas 1 in 3 Americans has witnessed an incident of domestic violence, and whereas children who experience domestic abuse are at a higher risk for failure in school, mental illness, substance abuse, suicide, and many choose violence as a way to solve problems later in life. And whereas domestic abuse in rural communities exists as a hidden, silent, and often unrecognized crime that is often underreported. And whereas through the inspiration, courage, and persistence of victims of domestic abuse, their children and advocates, our communities, are learning to recognize the impact of violence in the home and within intimate relationships. And whereas the DVIP, RVAP, has worked to end violence and abuse in intimate relationships for more than 45 years through collaborative partnerships of advocates, volunteers, local municipalities, criminal justice, health and human services, faith communities, business leaders, and private citizens. And whereas our community's achievements should be commended, and we must continue our commitment to respect and support victims of domestic abuse and to prevent future violence in our community. Now, therefore, I, Megan Foster, Mayor of the City of Coralville, do hereby proclaim the month of October 2024 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month in the City of Coralville, and urge all people to work together to eliminate domestic violence, dating violence, and stalking from our community. Signed on this 24th day of September, Megan Foster, Mayor. Okay, and this is a really special proclamation for me because I actually used to work at the Domestic Violence Intervention Program, and we have with us this evening one of my former colleagues. Would you like to come up and say a few words at the microphone?
Can I pass these down?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you very much for having me here, Megan, and the Coralville City Council. I really appreciate it. It's a really special occasion for us because there's just a lot of good work that we're doing at DVIP RVAP, where if it wasn't for your support and all our, like Megan stated, all communities, people, residents, we wouldn't be able to do the things that we're doing right now and the incredible work. And so one of the exciting updates that I have for you guys is that currently within just a few weeks away, hopefully even maybe some, just a few days, we are actually going to open up our new shelter, the regional shelter being in Iowa City. Although we serve 8 counties in the southeast portion of Iowa, it's something that we had a vision for a long time. And so with the input of survivors who have experienced domestic violence and sexual assault, and also the vision of our team, our faculty and our staff, which are visionary, including our executive director, we've been able to build something very beautiful and unique here in this area. And so our current shelter holds 40 beds at most, women and children, or anybody who has experienced domestic violence or sexual assault. And with the new building, it should double our capacity. But the other thing that is exciting about it is we also don't have to any limits as far as when it comes to survivors also bringing their pets, because most know that, and just research, some who have been impacted by domestic violence will choose to stay in an abusive relationship because they can't bring their dogs with them or their cats. And so our new shelter, which is named Cooper's House, will allow that flexibility and for survivors to bring their dogs and to be able to kennel them. And for other type of animals that we can't necessarily do, we do have a fostering program that we also work with here in Johnson County, a network per se. But thank you very much for your support. Like I said, again, we also just currently in the month of October being DV Awareness Month, we'll also have our food drive that in October 19th on that Saturday with local businesses that allow us to, or customers to buy things that we need in our shelter. So I encourage everybody, if you get a chance, one item from our list really goes a long way for us. But thank you for your support. Thank you for everything that you guys do, because like I said, if it wasn't for you in the community, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing now. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Real quick question, Shop for Shelter. What are the, October 19th, what time? What is the time for that?
From the times usually go from in the morning, around, I would say 9 to about 3 p.m. 4. Also kill me of not knowing the actual hours, but it's around the morning to the afternoon. And typically it's Hy-Vee, and we've also worked with Fairway as well. So. And
I just have to say that in the years that I worked at DVIP, the Hy-Vee at Lantern Park was often the highest, had the highest number of donations. So let's keep it going, Coralville. There's nothing, I'm telling you, I've worked this event and I've seen mountains of diapers and cereal, and it lasts 9 months. Usually.
Absolutely, Megan
Yeah, it
is
does not
correct.
even a full year.
Like I said, you'd be surprised how one day has that much impact for us for almost the whole year when it comes to stocking up on diapers, stocking up on pasta, for spaghetti, just stocking up on the basic necessities. I mean, just as a reminder, we're a 24-hour shelter, so we don't close during the holidays. We don't have a break, and so for that most part, we have to have all those items that, you would typically need for families. And so that really means a lot to us and really keeps us going for the full year.
Excellent. All right. Would you like a photo?
Absolutely.
Okay. Fantastic. Here, I'll use my phone.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to the next agenda item. We have community comments. This is a time for community members to speak to us about items that aren't on the agenda or items that are on the agenda but are not subject to a public hearing. Each speaker will have 5 minutes, and we do reserve the right to adjust the comment time as well as the individual speaking time based on the number of speakers or any accommodations that a speaker might need. So is there anyone that would like to speak to us this evening? Okey doke. Then we will move on to our next agenda item. We have a public hearing for the Ridgeview subdivision. And this amendment changes the alignment of Shady Bluff Lane and site grading in Plat 1, which is the northern single-family lots in the development. And we have our Community Development Director, Dave Johnson, here to give us a report on this.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council members. The original development plan was approved in 2018, and work has not started at all with this development yet. The subdivision is 114 acres, and the proposed amendment will not change the development boundary, acreage, general layout, or building type styles or materials from the original plan. The proposed amendment does change the alignment of Shady Bluff Lane, which is up here to the north. Oh. Let me try something here. Well, we can move on without it too. So, the northwest corner of this is single-family detached development, and that cul-de-sac is just changing alignment a little bit. The developer is donating out Lot E, which is a 10-acre piece of land, which is the northernmost acreage with this development. And this area has sensitive slopes and a creek, as well as mature trees that the city is going to incorporate into our greenbelt and open space plans for this development. This is also contributing towards their open space requirements for the overall master development plan. And there's also slopes along the northern and eastern boundary that are being made more gradual as part of this amendment. So by and large, this amendment is actually rather modest. In total, we're looking at a reduction of 5 dwelling units with this current concept. And the Planning and Zoning Commission reviewed this at their September 4th meeting, and by a vote of 7-0, the commission recommended approval of the PUDA Master Development Plan Amendment, as well as preliminary plat for Ridgeview Subdivision.
Excellent. Thank you for that overview. All right. I will now open the public hearing on this item. Is there anyone that would like to speak to us? Do we have any written comments?
No written.
Okay. I will close the public hearing and consider the first resolution.
Resolution approving the amended PUDA site plan for Ridgeview Subdivision, Coralville, Iowa, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Knutson, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Vogelzang. Any questions or comments?
So did Shady Bluff Lane is shorter now? Is that fewer houses there?
Correct. It's slightly shorter and brought a little bit further south.
Yeah, thanks.
It doesn't go through.
Correct.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right, roll call, please.
Councilmember Vogelsang. Aye. Wynn.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Knutson. Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. And could I have the second resolution, please?
Resolution approving the amended preliminary plat for Ridgeview Subdivision, Coralville, Iowa, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Vogelsang, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Goodrich. Questions or discussion on this item? All right, roll call.
Councilmember Wynn.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Knutson. Aye. Vogelsang. Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Next item, Forevergreen Heights, Phase 3, Part 1. This final plat is for the lots along Craven Drive between Scanlon Farms Road and Downer Drive. And we have another report.
I don't have too much to add with this, fairly straightforward. This is all of Phase 3 is actually going to be single-family detached development. Staff has reviewed the plat and does find that it meets the requirements for preparation and filing, and the Planning and Zoning Commission met at their September 4th meeting and reviewed this, and by a vote of 7-0 recommended approval.
Excellent. Thank you for that. Okay. Could I have the resolution, please?
Resolution approving the final plat for Forevergreen Heights Phase 3, Part 1, Coralville, Iowa, introduced for adoption by Councilmember High, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Knutson. Questions or discussion on this item?
Now that the video is up there, did you want to say anything more that you want us to know?
No, this is really just the lots along Graven Drive. It's part one of what will be 3 parts to phase 3 for Forevergreen Heights.
All right, thank you. Do we have any other questions or comments? Okay. Could I have the roll call, please?
Councilmember Goodrich.
Aye.
Knutson.
Aye.
Vogelsang.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Okay, next item. We have amendment number 17 to the Mall and Highway 6 Urban Renewal Plan. And this will add a development agreement with rebates for the reconstruction and renovation of the former Iowa River Power Restaurant. Could I have the resolution, please?
Resolution setting a date for consultation and a date for public hearing on the proposed amendment number 17 to the urban renewal plan for the Mall and Highway 6 urban renewal area, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Nguyen. Questions on this item?
So do we know what they're doing yet to that building?
They're making a restaurant event center, I believe, and the rebate will be, they'll get 100% over what it's taxed right now, so that would be, so any value they add, they would get the incremental taxes rebated back to them.
For 20 years?
Yes.
All of it.
Yep, and then they have to do a historic renovation. Part of the agreement is they have to keep the historic character of that building also.
I'm so glad they're doing that. It's one of our historical buildings in Coralville.
Absolutely, absolutely. Any other questions or comments? Okay, roll call.
Councilmember Knutson.
Aye.
Vogelsang.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Next item, we have an urban renewal ordinance. This ordinance will capture the base amount value of Lot 1, Royal Yas and Diva Subdivision, and Lot 2, Jacobs Clear Creek 3rd Subdivision. This is the first consideration of this ordinance. Could I have it read, please?
Ordinance number 2024-1007, an ordinance amending ordinance numbers 650, 679, 97-786, 2001-941, 2002-95, 2005-1014, 2013-1007, 2015-1018, 2016-1020, 2017-1016, 2020-1015, and 2021-1013, providing that general property taxes levied and collected each year on all property located within the Mall and Highway 6 Urban Renewal Project area in the city of Coralville, County of Johnson, State of Iowa, by and for the benefit of the State of Iowa, City of Coralville, County of Johnson, Iowa City Community School District, and other taxing districts be paid to a special fund for payment for principal and interest on loans, monies advanced to, and indebtedness, including bonds issued or to be issued, incurred by said city in connection with said urban renewal redevelopment project, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Knutson for first consideration, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Vogelsang. Questions or discussion?
All that long thing, we're adding two properties to that, the hotel and retail building on West Core Drive, and there's a hotel on James Street and Coleridge Avenue, south of Highway 6,
Excellent.
that are under construction. So you always go back the year before they started to get built, so they capture the whole 20 years.
Okay. Any other comments or any other questions?
I was going to ask where these were. I could.
Okay.
It is hard to figure that out.
All right. Anything else?
When do those hotels open? Do we have any idea?
I'm not quite sure. Are they going to be done this year, Dave, you think? Either of those?
Maybe winter.
Okay.
All right. Could I have the roll call, please?
Councilmember Vogelsang. Wynn.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Knutson.
Aye.
Ordinance passes its first consideration, all ayes. Next item, we have the second reading of an ordinance that would amend Chapter 4010, interference with streets and use of buildings. And this ordinance change would prohibit individuals from blocking streets and sidewalks. Could I have the ordinance read, please?
Ordinance number 2024-1006, an ordinance amending Chapter 40.10 of the Code of Iowa, ordinances of the City of Coralville regarding blocking sidewalks. It's introduced for adoption for second consideration by Councilmember Vogelsang, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Goodrich. Questions on this item? Okay. Roll call.
Councilmember Wynn.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Knutson.
Aye.
Vogelsang.
Ordinance passes its second consideration, all ayes. Next item, Wellmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. The city has received a quote for a 1.77% increase to its current premiums for calendar year 2025. Could I have the resolution read, please?
Resolution accepting the quotation of Wellmark Blue Cross Blue Shield to provide health insurance for the city's employees. Introduced for adoption by Councilmember High, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Vogelsang. Any questions on this item? We have our Human Resources Director here to
How does this
Answer
compare to
any
past
questions?
increases?
Last year's increase was 3.42%, and it was around $99,000 last year. This year, they've proposed a 1.77% increase over last year's rates, and that will be a cost of about, I think, $55,000. So even though it's an increase, it's at a lower increase than what we have seen historically. The industry average is around 8.08%.
That's very encouraging.
Yeah, it's a very good rate.
And what do our employees pay?
Right now, it's single coverage is free, and then family plan is $35 a month.
It's continued to be the same.
Yes.
That's awesome.
It's very generous.
That's great.
Maybe the Inflation Reduction Act is working.
Not sure on that.
That's my comment.
All right. Any other questions on this item?
Thank you for negotiating and whatever it takes to keep that. Thank you.
All right. Could we have the roll call, please?
Councilmember Goodrich.
Aye.
Knutson.
Aye.
Vogelsang.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. Next item, we have extension of the golf cart lease agreement. And this lease extension is for 60 carts at Brown Deer Golf Course. There was a recall on some of the items in the fleet, or I believe in the entire fleet. There was a flaw in the steel and rear axles, and these would be a replacement for those. Could I have the resolution read, please?
Resolution approving an agreement with Yamaha Motor Corporation at the Brown Deer Golf Course, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Wynn. And we have our Parks and Rec Director, Sherry Proud, here to talk a little bit about the situation with these carts.
Right. We are a little frustrated with our current batch of carts from Yamaha. We've had really good luck with Yamaha. We've had them at the course since 2003, and they are equally as frustrated. They've been out to the course several times, have helped fix some of these axle issues, and between both working with Yamaha and then with our golf pros, decided that it would be best if we could try to replace the whole fleet. It's a little disconcerting to think that the axle can fail with some of the hills that we have at Brown Deer. It could be very dangerous for our golfers. So Sean did some investigating with Yamaha as well as just some negotiating, and we were able to come across a fleet that actually had been under contract and had then come back open. So, and it happened to fit the same fleet that we needed of 60 carts. So we're very fortunate because typically it's an 8 to 24 month lead time that we would be waiting for carts with that. These are going to come also with all lithium batteries, and those will be warranted for the entire lease of these golf carts, where typically they only warranty the batteries for 4 years, and we are usually paying for a new battery replacement at some point in the cart history. So we are looking at an 8% increase. In 2018, it was a 6.5% increase. But when you look at the value of the lithium batteries over the life of the lease, that's about a 25% value that isn't being passed on to us. So we recommend that we extend this lease with Yamaha and pick up these carts.
Okay, sounds great. Any questions or discussion?
I have a buddy who bought a lithium cart, and it flies. It really goes fast.
Yeah, the next thing that's going to be on agenda is updating our GPS system, and the new GPS systems will allow us to shut carts off from the clubhouse. Right now, we can send messages, we can track all of our carts, and the new updated one can actually shut them down. So
I think you can control the
that'll
speed
be
too.
different, and we can control speed.
Yeah,
so that'll be on a future
maybe not
agenda
remotely,
item.
but I think you can adjust it
I
on the
think you
cart.
can control. Yeah, you can control a lot remotely with this new GPS
you can?
system. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Excellent. Do we have any other questions or discussion? Okay, roll call.
Councilmember Knutson.
Aye.
Vogelsang. Wynn.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Resolution is approved, all ayes. And finally, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent calendar as amended.
Madam Mayor, I would like to ask council to consider motion to approve the consent calendar as amended, A to T.
Moved by Nguyen, could I get a second?
Second.
Seconded by Goodrich. Could I have the roll call, please?
Councilmember Vogelsang. Wynn.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Knutson.
Aye.
Consent calendar is approved, all ayes. And next item, City Administrator's Report.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. I'll just give a quick update on our 3 major ongoing street projects. I'll start with the First Avenue and I-80 interchange, the Diverging Diamond interchange. Obviously, things are getting very, very close out there. We had a job meeting earlier today, and the contractor announced that they hope to restore both northbound First Avenue lanes this Friday. So hopefully by peak afternoon rush hour, we will not have that lane merge happening as northbound First Avenue approaches East 9th Street. So that'll be good to have that back. And they're just continuing to work on landscaping, some lighting, finish work, and some pavement marking and signage. Lots of topsoil is also going down and permanent seeding, and they've found a lot of places where they can start putting in trees and shrubs. So it's really getting close. Fifth Street project at the Morrison Creek box culvert, they have been busy installing a large modular block wall that kind of simulates limestone block. And that wall is necessary because we're adding that 10-foot wide sidewalk on the north side of Fifth Street as part of that project. So we're bumping that street and trail cross section to the north, and that wall is required to accommodate that improvement. And they're just continuing to work on sidewalks and concrete tree planter bands and driveways through the current phase. So still on track to hopefully be able to get traffic back on Fifth Street mid-October. Then finally, Oakdale Boulevard extension. There was a chance that we were going to see paving operations out there start today, but they did not make it. So we're hopeful that we may see work progressing on the pavement part of that tomorrow. That's all I have.
All right, thank you.
Scott, can I ask a question
Yes.
about the First Avenue? I've gotten a couple of questions from people about the synchronization of lights, traffic lights. Will that be improved, or are they
So what I like to tell people is I spend a lot of time at the interchange too, coming to and from work, and obviously I drive through there intentionally a lot just to make sure I'm experiencing the interchange at different times of the day and under different traffic situations. And I think it's going to take a little getting used to that you have that sense that you're waiting for no reason. Mm-hmm. And some of that has to do just with how diverging diamonds operate. It's really key to kind of move groups of vehicles together and not allow them to stretch out too far where the number of cars passing through a signal may actually be less if traffic's able to drive fast and spread out than if you bunch them up first and then move them through. I will say, we still do not have the ultimate final everything yet. And so we've been a little bit hesitant to, number one, have Street Superintendent Eric Fisher spend a lot of time trying to fine-tune things. Because we don't want to fine-tune things only to have a lane closed the following week while they finish up landscaping. So there are definitely a lot of tweaks, and the city staff see a lot, but also we have DOT and the consultant, Howard R. Green, are all looking at how this can be fine-tuned as we get near the completion of the project.
My response has basically been have a little more patience and wait till everything is really finalized.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. Fantastic. Mayor's report. I just have a few things. The first thing I'd like to say is congratulations to our new Chief Nicholson. And we had a special meeting last week where the council approved his appointment. And it was a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Had a lot of folks in here. And I know that we're all very excited to work with Chief Nicholson and really look forward to what is to come. A couple other things I had, just some basic housekeeping things. Document shredding this Saturday, September 28th, from 8 to 12 a.m. or 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. here in the City Hall Aquatic Center parking lot. And then we have Mayor's Cleanup coming up as well, October 7th through 11th, and that's items that don't fit in your trash cart. You can leave those out. Just make sure that you're not leaving out any prohibited items. There is a lengthy list of items that will not be picked up, and I suggest going to the city's website to check those out. And that is all I have. City Attorney's report.
I'd like to report that Kevin's improving.
Oh, good. All right.
He can speak for me.
Okay. All right. Committee and council members report. Let's start down here with Councilmember Goodrich.
Oh, thank you. I, too, want to welcome Police Chief Nicholson, your first official meeting. We're so happy to have you and look forward to many more. The Iowa League of Cities met in Sioux City this past week, and it was great to be there with Hai Nguyen and Royce Peterson were able to join me there along with Kelly and Ellen, and we had a great meeting with the Iowa League of Cities. Various cities from around, obviously, from around Iowa met together, and we had many meetings of interest to cities, and also got to tour their town, and just a great time of collaborating and understanding and looking forward to working with the legislature this year. So thank you.
All right. Thank you for that. Councilmember Nguyen.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I would like to officially welcome Chief Nicholson as our new chief of our police department. This is one of the many, many meetings that you get to sit here and see how we conduct business up here. So welcome. The community meal, the collaboration for the Falls community meal is coming up between the Coralville Public Library and the food pantry. It is a meal that open to everyone in our community, and we would like to see as many people who bring their family and friend to come and eat with us out in the library front lawn this Friday, September 27, from 5 to 7 o'clock. There will be, well, the food is always delicious. There will be activities, entertainment, and then free vaccine available as well. As of right now, flu vaccine is confirmed. There might be COVID vaccine available as well, but that had yet to be confirmed. But please do show up and eat with us and converse with your neighbor. And that's all I have.
All
Thank you.
right, thank you. Councilmember Vogelsang.
Thank you. I'll also echo congratulations to Chief Nicholson and welcome. Looking forward to many years of working together with you. A couple things Sherry had asked me to share. I'd asked her for an update on the North Ridge Park area, and she indicated that the reservations are full from May through October of next year already, which is more than I had expected, so that's great. I'm sorry? Weekends, right. I'm sorry, weekends, right. And then also, she said there's also an uptick in the open air shelter rentals. Because I was kind of curious if there was some correlation with because of the new playground, so it's great. More activity in that area. It's a great park. I don't know if anybody noticed, but in the Cedar Rapids Gazette this morning, there was a nice article about the recycled wind turbine benches. So that was a nice article that they had. And then also, last thing is the dedication for the Veterans Memorial at the Coralville Cemetery will be Sunday, October 13th at 1:30. So put that on your calendar. They've been working on that for quite a while. So it's an exciting dedication, that. So that is all. Thank you.
Thank you. Last but not least.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Echo the thoughts about Chief Nicholson. Observation I don't think I've heard is the tremendous support he had from all of the city staff who were here, and police staff and his family. I look back at when I got sworn in. I'm not sure my wife showed up. So that was really, really great to see. And I just want to announce that Houses in the Homes is having their big annual fundraiser on October 6th. I've recruited Master Chef Rob Rogers to help me cook his brisket, award-winning brisket. I think we won one of the categories. He won one of the categories last time. Encourage people to participate in that. That's an important fundraiser for them. That's all I have.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay, and with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Knutson,
Second.
seconded by Goodrich. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Hey.
We're adjourned.
Where is that?
Thank you.